fans, welcome into the Xfinity Series Preview Show. I'm Alex Weaver here with Jonathan Merryman from NASCAR.com. Feels like deja vu. Kyle Busch, 95th Xfinity Series win. If the late caution didn't come out, would Tyler Reddick or Christopher Bell be in victory lane?
I don't know necessarily about that. What I do know is that you cannot take any time off when you're racing against Kyle Busch. That last restart, that was where Kyle Busch made his money on Saturday. He rocketed out in front of Tyler Reddick. If Reddick would have gotten a little bit better restart, he may have given him a run for his money, but I'm not exactly sure if those guys would have been able to hold him off late in that race.
Now, we had 4 guys that qualified for Dash for Cash at Bristol Motor Speedway, but let's talk about Bristol just in general first. What can we expect out of that Saturday race?
I just think it's, that race is where all of those guys want to win. It's one of those tracks, it's got a lot of history in the sport. It's got a reputation of being the bull ring. It's the last great Coliseum. You use the bumper at that racetrack. So I think you're going to see a lot of aggressive racing, and let's not forget that 4 guys are going for $100,000. So who wouldn't want that extra incentive and that little bit of a bonus paycheck in the bank? Well,
another great opportunity of a storyline. Harrison Burton is actually making his first Xfinity Series start. JGR has picked him up for 8 races. I had the opportunity to catch up with him over the phone before he made his announcement.
As a driver, I'd rather be in the best equipment with high expectations than in not the best equipment with lower expectations. I love Bristol. I love the track. I've raced it before and I've had success there, so that's giving me some confidence going in, and I'm just ready to go.
He has a little bit of experience at Bristol in late model, but do we think that he's going to contend for a front finish or for the win?
Never say never, but I do think Bristol is a tough place to make your first start in the Xfinity Series. I think a top 10 is doable. A top 5 would be absolutely stellar for Harrison in his first time ever out in an Xfinity Series car. So a win, I don't know. Let's have realistic expectations, but look, the kid's got talent. If he does somehow end up in victory lane, I wouldn't be totally shocked.
Well, Bristol would intimidate me, so tough racetrack to start your first one. All right, 4 guys that are hoping that they win at Bristol because they get a $100,000 paycheck is Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, Michael Annett, and Chase Briscoe. Could a win come out of the Dash for Cash qualifiers this week?
Yes, absolutely. I do think so. Particularly, I'm circling 2 of those guys, and that's Christopher Bell and Tyler Reddick. I think they've kind of been the class of the Xfinity regulars all year long. If I had to pick one of those 2, though, I'd have to go with Christopher Bell, just with his pedigree at that racetrack, also the equipment he's in. I think the Joe Gibbs Racing equipment, because of Kyle Busch, they've got a handle on that racetrack.
Well, it's a funny thing that you mentioned Christopher Bell, because it's like Beetlejuice, you say his name and he shall appear. Christopher, thanks for being here with us. Bristol, Dash for Cash first week, how excited are you to get going?
I'm really excited. I love Bristol, and if you look back at the past results, Bristol is one of JGR's best racetracks. So I think we've got a really good shot at it, and it's just an honor to be able to be racing for $100,000. You
were talking to Jonathan and us a little bit about the big check that you get to win. If you win the $100,000, how excited are you for that big check in victory lane?
Yeah, the cardboard checks, that's my favorite trophy. So dirt racing, you race for cardboard checks quite a bit. And the NASCAR side, you don't get to do it very often, and a $100,000 cardboard check will definitely be the biggest one if I can get it.
Let's make our picks for Saturday at Bristol Motor Speedway. Jonathan, you want to go first?
Yeah, I don't think you want me to pick you this weekend, so I'm going to spare you. I'm going to take the 0-0 of Cole Custer. I think Cole gets his 2nd win of the year. Having said that, he'll probably wreck and he'll probably win the race, so congrats.
I like that.
All right, our guest, who are you picking this week at Bristol? I think I know the answer to this one. I hope I know the answer.
Obviously, I would love to win. I know I said JGR is really fast at Bristol. They've won a lot of races there, so I think I have a really good shot. But also my competitor, Tyler Reddick, he's been really, really fast week in and week out. Bristol wasn't one of his best racetracks last year, but I think him moving to RCR is going to make him really tough to beat.
All right, well, he's here, so I feel like I can't pick against him. I'm going to go with the 20 camp of Christopher Bell. I need you to get it done in Bristol for me.
I would love to.
All right, you can check out to see if Christopher, how he does at Bristol coming up in the Alsco 300 from Bristol Motor Speedway. That's Saturday at 1 p.m. on FS1. Christopher, thank you for being here, and we will see you guys next week.